Welcome to this certification course, Build Websites that AI can read, rank, and recommend. The internet is going through a massive shift. For years, people discovered business through search engines like Google, but today, millions of users are asking AI assistants instead. They ask tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, and Google Gemini. No, the questions like recommend a web developer in Chennai, which Python course should I take, what is the best restaurant near me? We most obviously ask. And these AI systems decide which websites get recommended. In this course, you will learn how to build websites that AI systems can clearly understand, confidently, and recommend. By the end of this course, you will earn the Certified AI Ready Web Developer certification. What you will learn in this course is this course is structured into 5 practical modules. Each module teaches one skill that helps website become visible to AI systems. First, we will understand why many websites are invisible to AI. Then we will learn Semantic HTML, which is the structure AI crawler understands. Next, we will explore Schema Markup, the structured data layer that tells AI exactly what your website represents. After that, we will learn content patterns that AI systems actually use as sources. And finally, you will learn a 10-point audit system that allows you to evaluate any website for AI readability in just 5 minutes. The new reality of search. Let me tell you about a conversation that completely changed the way I think about websites. A few months ago, a friend of mine who runs a small graphics design studio called me sounding extremely frustrated. She said, I have been doing SEO for a few years. My websites ranks on the first page of Google, but my new clients keep telling me that they found my competitors through ChatGPT, not the Google. It's ChatGPT. And her business never appeared in those results. So I decided to test it myself. I opened ChatGPT and typed, recommend a good graphics design studio for a small business. Her website did not appear, but her competitor's website did. So I opened both websites side by side. The work quality was similar. The pricing was similar. The services were similar, but the structure of the website was completely different. That was the moment I realized something important should be noticed. There is a new discovery engine on the internet, and most developers do not know the rules yet. Why websites are invisible to AI? Let's begin with our module 1, why websites are invisible to AI. Before fixing the problem, we must understand how AI actually reads the website. So let's take our Wrenchwise website. So this has so many colors. The text is formatted. So you have some bold text, you have some green color text, you have blue color text. All these are the variations done on this website to make it human readable. But this is not the content which the AI understands. So many people assume AI sees website the way human does, but that is not true. AI crawler do not see this complete content what we are seeing now. The colors, the animation, the layouts, they read just the raw HTML structure. So we can just right click on this, any particular website which you are looking in. You can just right click, go for view page source. You can see the raw content, raw HTML structure. So this is the content which the AI reads. Let's look at a very common example. Many websites are built using only div elements. Everything is inside a div. From a visual perspective, the page may look beautiful, but from an AI perspective, it becomes confusing. The AI sees a collection of generic containers with no meaning. It cannot determine what the page is about, where the main content is, what services the business is offered, and when AI systems use uncertain they simply skip the website. But on the right hand side, we have an example where AI reads this perfectly. So now look at the improved version. The same content is structured using semantic HTML tags. Now the AI clearly understand it's a header, this is a navigation, and this is the main content, and this is the primary heading describing the page topic. The content did not change, only the structure changed. But that structure dramatically improves AI understanding. 5 signals that make websites invisible to AI. There are 5 common signals that makes website invisible to AI systems. First is div soup, where everything is built using div elements. Second is a weak H1 tag. If your heading simply says welcome, then you are wasting the most important signal on the page. Third is missing schema markup. Fourth is vague marketing content. And fifth is missing alt text on images. AI cannot see images. It only reads alt descriptions. Without alt text, those images provide zero information to AI systems. Before we move forward, let's quickly recap what you learned in this module. You discovered why many websites are invisible to AI system. You learned that AI does not see your design, colors, or animations. Instead, AI reads the raw HTML structure of your website. And when a page is built using only generic containers like div elements, the AI cannot confidently understand what the page represents. We also discussed the 5 common signals that make websites invisible to AI. Div-based layouts with no meaning, weak or missing H1 headings, missing schema markup, vague marketing content, and missing alt text on images. These small issues can make a big difference in whether AI systems recommend your website or completely ignore it. But the good news is that this problem is easy to fix once you understand the right structure. And that's exactly what we will learn next. In the next video, we will begin Module 2, Semantic HTML, the language AI understands, and you will see how a few structural changes in your HTML can dramatically improve how AI systems interpret your websites. So when you are ready, continue to the next video and let's start building AI readable websites. Welcome to Module 2 of Build Websites that AI can read, rank, and recommend. Semantic HTML, the language AI understands. Semantic HTML is not a new concept. It's been around for years, but almost nobody teaches it in the context of AI readability. The word semantic means meaningful. Semantic HTML means HTML tags that carry meaning, not just the structure alone. A div carries no meaning. It's just a box. A header tag says this is the top of the page. This is where navigation lives. This is the first thing to read. So all these information will be understood by header tag. An article tag says this is a self-contained piece of content. It could stand alone. It has its own heading and body. So that's the difference between a div and an article. The difference between an AI that's confused and an AI that's confident. Some of the most important semantic tags include header, main, section, article, footer, nav, address, heading tags, H1 to H6. So these tags create a clear structure that AI systems can easily interpret. Before we move forward, let's quickly look into a demo. Let's build this live in VS Code, or you can use a notepad to type these scripts, which I'm going to do with VS Code. And you can save it with a .html extension, and you can open it in your browser, like your normal HTML file. Or we could use the professional VS Code that's available free of cost. You can download it and you can install it in your. Let's start typing the code. The first tag which we want to include in our HTML file is doctype HTML. So this tells the browser this is an HTML5 document. It ensures the page is rendered correctly, and this is the modern standard. Next is we're going to include HTML lang is equal to en. HTML is the root of web page. Lang is equal to en tells browser and AI the content is in English. It helps with SEO. accessibility, and AI understandings. So next is we're going to start the head tag. So inside the head tag, this head tag, by the name, you can understand that it's going to be the header part of the content. So this contains a metadata. So metadata is nothing but data about a page. This is not visible on the page, but it's very important for SEO, AI tools, browsers, all these. And meta char set is equal to UTF-8. So this defines how text is displayed. UTF-8 supports English, symbols, most global languages, prevents weird characters from appearing. So all these are done with the help of UTF-8. So likewise, we have other options also, UTF-16, UTF-32. So wherein when you want to have other language supports also into our website, so we go in for those options. Then we're going to have meta name, viewport, meta name, viewport, content, and you have the width, device width, initial scale is equal to 1.0. So this makes your website mobile friendly. Width is equal to device width is, it matches screen width. Initial scale is equal to 1.0. That says that no zoom on load. So without this, your site looks broken on mobile phones. And then we're going to have the title. So in the page title, let's include the title as freelance web designer in Chennai. Let me include some more content too. So fast, and I say affordable service. So this is the page title shown in the browser tab. And this is going to be used by Google search results. And this is going to be read by AI tools. So it contains the keywords and then the value. All these we have included here. And this is going to be SEO gold. So look at the title tag. Most developers write their business name, just their business name alone. That's a wasted opportunity. The reason is AI reads the title tag first. It's the headline of your website from the AI's perspective. Write it like you are answering the question someone would ask AI. Like, find me a freelance web designer in Chennai who is fast and affordable. Your title answers that question directly. So AI notices this. So we have to be very careful in selecting the title for our site. So next is we're going to include another meta tag. Name is description, and content we're going to specify. So this is a short summary of your page. This is going to be used by Google search preview, AI summarization tools, all these. So the good practice for mentioning this meta name description content is it gives you a clear service. It will target the audience, location, price, all these. So let's frame it for our site. So content, I'm going to mention it as Chennai-based freelance web designer offering fast and affordable web design services and get a stunning website that meets your needs in budget. Contact me today. So suppose if you want to mention your pricing, that is also fine. So let's say we're going to start starting at, let me say, 15,000. Next is we need to mention meta property. So what is this meta property is? OG title, that is OG title is open graph title. So here the content is going to be a freelance, let's say web designer in Chennai. So it has been, web designer in Chennai. Let me make it a little short. So what is this meta OG title specifies is? So when this is going to be used when your link is shared on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, or Facebook. So it controls link preview title. The next tag which we're going to mention is meta property OG description. This open graph description when you take it. So this is the summary shown in social previews. It will help AI tools understand the context. So meta, we specify the property OG description, and the content is going to be, let's say fast, affordable website for small business in Chennai. Next is we're going to mention meta property OG type, and then we specify content as website. So this tells the platforms, this is a website. It's not a video or article or product. So this says that it's going to be a website. And finally, we are going to close our head tag. Next is we're going to proceed with the body tag. So this is going to be the content of the website. Here, let's say we're going to include a comment stating this is the header, navigation, and branding. This is my comment. So comment is the one which gives the documentation for your code. So then banner, inside the header part, we're going to include a nav bar, nav, header, role is equal to banner, specifies that it is going to occupy width, a full width of space in the website, like a billboard. Then we're going to include the nav, so nav bar, which is going to have a ARIA label. So this is for the screen readers. Primary navigation. And inside the nav tag, we're going to include a href. That is, I'm going to include the links, hyperreference links. So slash, let me say this is going to have your name. So let me say Lakshmi.developer. And then let's say we're going to have the unordered list. UL role is equal to list. So this is going to create a bulleted list. And inside the bulleted list, let's say we're going to have some elements. Li, these are going to be elements. And here we do mention anchor. That is, we're going to create a hyperlink. So href. So in this href, let's say we're going to mention the bookmark. About, let's say we're going to have about text. Then let's say we're going to have one more li list element, and here we're going to specify another link. A href is equal to service, and let's say we're going to have some services text. So in the same way, let me copy paste it for other pages too. And this is going to be for, let's say, portfolio. And let's say finally we're going to have a contact. And then comes our main page. So let's move on after the header. And here after the header, we're going to include the main content. So main, let's give an ID for this, main content. And this is going to be the hero section. A hero section, when you take it, so it's a prominent large visual element, which is typically placed at the top of the web page. It serves as the user's first impression of the site. So it's primarily used to immediately capture the visitor's attention and convey the very core message or value proportion of the website. So here we have framed the section, hero section, which is having the ARIA label as hero title. And here we have the content for the hero section, where we have a heading, we have a paragraph, we have a hyperlink, and then we have the about section. And this about section is where you have the heading again and a paragraph. Then we have the services section, and we have the portfolio section. And finally, we have the content, we have the contact section, so which has the contact informations, and we have a form created. So form is where you can have input fields, buttons, all these. So we have a form tag, and inside the form we have a label, input text, and we have email, and we're going to take in the project, and we are going to have a submit button. And finally, we have the footer section, and inside the footer section, we're going to have address, that is, it's going to be the strong name, the name, and then you're going to have hyperreference, the link for your mail ID, and we're going to have a link for contact for dialing the number, and then we have a navigation bar again, so where we have the privacy, and we have the sitemap.xml file link. So all these are put up into the footer section. Let me point out the things that make this structure so powerful for AI. First is we have a H1 tag, that is the heading. So first is we have the H1 tag. Second, every section has the ARIA labeled by attribute pointing to its heading. So we have each section, we have a ARIA labeled by its section name. Third, we're going to have the image with the alternate text. So image has an alternate text because images cannot be read by AI. Only the alternate text will be read by the AI. So we have specified e-commerce website built for a Chennai-based clothing boutique called Silk Stories, featured products, gallery, cart, and WhatsApp ordering integration, all these. So that single alt text tells AI the type of project, the location, the client name, and then the technologies used, So form is where you can have input fields, buttons, all these. So we have a form tag, and inside the form, we have a label, input text, and we have email, and we're going to take in the project, and we are going to have a submit button. And finally, we have the footer section, and inside the footer section, we're going to have address, that is, it's going to be the strong name, the name, and then you're going to have hyperreference, the link for your mail ID, and we're going to have a link for contact for dialing the number, and then we have a navigation bar again, so where we have the privacy and we have the sitemap.xml file link. So all these are put up into the footer section. Let me point out the things that make this structure so powerful for AI. First is we have a H1 tag, that is the heading. So first is we have the H1 tag. Second, every section has a ARIA labeled by attribute pointing to its heading. So we have each section, we have a ARIA labeled by its section name. Third, we're going to have the image with the alternate text. So image has an alternate text because images cannot be read by AI. Only the alternate text will be read by the AI. So we have specified e-commerce website built for a Chennai-based clothing boutique called Silk Stories, featured products gallery, cart, and WhatsApp ordering integration, all these. So that single alt text tells AI the type of project, the location, the client name, and then the technologies used. Next is the footer. It's not a div, not a paragraph. The address tag, AI systems specifically look for this tag to understand where a business is located. It directly affects local AI recommendations. Fifth is, that is the final one, that is ARIA label on the nav elements. Primary navigation, footer navigation tells AI exactly what role each nav plays. No confusion, no guessing. So it's going to use the ARIA label. So this is what I mean by speaking the language AI understands. Every tag is intentionally built. Every attribute has a purpose. Nothing is there just to hold a div. Now let's view this page output in the browser. Now let's preview it in the browser. I'm using Ctrl+Shift+P. So where I have extension installed. So I'm selecting simple browser, or you could open Chrome. In Chrome, you can specify the location of this file. So I'm just copying this path and placing it here. So you can see that the content is beautifully rendered on the browser. So you can see the page. Now the same page, let's open it in Chrome and look into the output and see the source of it. So we have the page output, and you can see that the contact page, all these are designed. So we need some more formattings to be done with the help of CSS. So now let's look into the raw HTML. So you can just right click and look into view page source. So this is our raw HTML. So this raw HTML is readable by AI. So to a human visitor, this page looks exactly the same whether you use divs or semantic HTML or you're going to use these tags. The design doesn't change at all, but to an AI, these two versions of the same page are completely different. One is a stranger speaking a foreign language. The other is trusted source speaking fluently. Now let's add the most powerful layer, the thing that takes AI readability from good to exceptional. That is our schema markup. So that we'll be covering it in our module 3. You now understand how to structure your content so both users and AI can clearly read and interpret your websites. In our next module, we'll take this further and start building smarter AI-ready web pages that actually rank and get discovered. Welcome to Module 3, Schema Markup, the secret weapon of build websites that AI can read, rank, and recommend. Now, we move to Module 3, that is Schema Markup. If Semantic HTML is speaking AI's language, Schema Markup is handling AI a fully filled out business card. Let me explain you what Schema actually is. Schema.org is a vocabulary, a shared language created jointly by Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and Yandex. It's a standard set of labels that any website can use to tell AI and search systems exactly what their content is. Not just vaguely, but precisely. Like I'm a business, so instead of that, but I'm a locally owned graphics design studio located at this particular address, open these hours with this price range, serving these areas, and here are 47 5-star reviews. So all these informations when you take it. So that level of precision is what makes AI systems confidently recommend you over someone with no schema at all. That level of clarity dramatically improves AI recommendation. The important schema fields are at type, area served, knows about, opening hours, aggregate rating, same as. Together, they help AI clearly understand who you are and what you offer. These schema fields are especially powerful. Schema types. Choosing the correct schema type is important. Freelancers can use person schema. Businesses can use local business schema. Products, events, and courses all have specialized schema types. Always verify your schema using the Google rich result sets. Okay, so you can look into the below given URL. So you can test your content with the help of this particular Google rich results test. So it will take around 30 seconds to test your website. Let's look into our code and see how it drastically changed, and we'll test it in the Google result rich test. Now let's copy paste our code which we have created in our previous module and see how it is getting validated. So I have copy pasted my code from VS Code. This code is without the schema. See, it says no items detected. That's because the schema is not yet included in our content. Schema markup is added as a script tag inside your HTML head section. The type is application / LD plus JSON, which stands for linked data JSON. Don't worry about what that means. Just now, it's the format AI systems prefer. Let's build it for a freelance web designer, and I'll explain you every field as we go. So let's include a script tag, and script type is equal to application / LD plus JSON, and inside this script tag, we are going to specify the context. The context is schema.org, and type we can specify it as person, and name. So name, your full name can be specified over here. Let's say this is going to be Lakshmi, and freelance web designer is the job title, and URL we can specify our website URL, as well as I'm going to include few more schema topics, and those are description. So Chennai based freelance web designer offering fast and affordable web designing service. So get a stunning website that meets your needs and budget. Contact me today. Starting at all these are generated from Copilot. So if you want, you can modify those. Then let's include email. So mail to, for now, let's say it as your email ID at example.com. Then let's include telephone, and the telephone number we need to mention. And let's include address, at type, postal address, address locality, address region, address country, and areas served. I'm going to include areas served. So Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Knows about. So I'm going to include knows about. So we're going to include the skill set. So web design, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, responsive design. Let's include one more keyword, that is going to be UI / UX design. And same as you can specify your LinkedIn profile, GitHub link, Instagram link, all these you can include it here. And then let's include image. So I'm closing the same as. Let's include image. So image, we're going to mention the URL again for a JPEG, and let's include offers. So in offers, we're going to have a type offer and a name, freelance web design service, a description, and you can have the price and you can have the currency and if needed the availability also, but availability is not going to be included for our site, so let me remove it. Okay, so finally we're going to complete our schema with this clause. So let me once again walk through these fields. At type field is the most important field. So the person tells AI, this page is about a human professional. For a business, you would use local business. For a restaurant, you will say restaurant. For a course, you would say course. And schema has hundreds of types for every kind of content imaginable. Okay. Let's now copy paste the same content in our Google test result. Let's paste the code and now let's try testing it. Let's validate our content in schema.org as Google will not detect person. So let's get into code snippet. Let's paste the code and run the test. See, here it has detected the person, your name, job title, description, URL, email, all these informations has been looked in. See how it found the person schema. It recognized the name, job title, location, and warnings, all these. So that means AI crawlers can read this perfectly. This test takes around just 30 seconds. Run it, fix any errors it shows. That alone puts you ahead of 95% of websites out there. Welcome to Module 4, Writing Content AI Actively Recommends. We have fixed the structure. We have added schema. Now let's talk about the words themselves. Because here's something most people don't realize. AI doesn't just crawl your HTML structure. It reads your content, it understands it, it decides, is this content good enough to use as a source? Is this specific enough to answer some questions? So, and there are very specific patterns in content that AI systems prefer. So, let me show you the difference between the content AI ignores and content AI uses. So, pattern one, answer questions directly. So, most websites write about themselves. AI looks for content that answers questions. So, before the wrong one is we are a passionate team of web designers committed to delivering excellence in every project we undertake for our valued clients. This says nothing. Passionate, excellence, valued clients. Every business on the planet says this. AI has read this sentence 10 million times. It's meaningless. Here's content AI uses. That is the right format. How much does a website cost for a small business in Chennai? Most small business websites in Chennai cost between 15,000 to 40,000, depending on the number of pages. Features like online booking or payments and the timeline. A basic 5-page website typically takes 7 to 10 working days to complete. Now, see the difference. The second version starts with a question, gives a specific price range, gives a specific timeline, gives specific condition. When someone asks ChatGPT, how much does a website cost in Chennai? Which page do you think it pulls up from? The one that says we are passionate or the one that directly answers this question? Pattern 2. Be specific with numbers and locations. Vague content is invisible content. AI systems prefer specific, verifiable information. So you can compare these two. That is the vague one and the specific one. Vague one, we have completed many projects for business across India. But the specific one is we have completed 47 websites projects for small businesses in Chennai, Coimbatore, and Bangalore since 2022. 47 projects, 3 sites since 2022, specific, verifiable, trustworthy. So that's content AI uses as a source. Pattern 3, use FAQ sections. Use FAQ sections or Gold for AI readability. They are literally structured as questions and answers, which is exactly how AI systems works. Add a FAQ section to every page, write the questions exactly how someone would ask them to AI and answer them completely and specifically like this. Let's add a FAQ section into our page. Notice the schema markup inside FAQ. Item type question and answer. This tells AI these are not random paragraphs, these are specifically questions and their answers. AI system literally use this format to pull directly answers into their responses. Your FAQ section can become the source AI cites when someone asks exactly that particular question. So, pattern 4, write for voice queries. More and more AI interactions are voice based. Siri, Google Assistants, Alexa, they all use AI to find answers. Voice queries are longer and more conversational than text searches. People don't say web designers in Chennai. They say, who is a good web designer near me in Chennai that's affordable? Something like this. So include natural conversational phrases in your content. Write how people talk, not how people type into a search bar. A simple way to do this is after every paragraph, ask yourself, would someone ask this question out loud? If yes, make sure your content answers it. So now you understand the real game. It's not about writing more content, it's about writing content that answers. Clear question, specific answers, real numbers, real locations, real details. That's what turn your website from just another page on internet into something AI actually trusts and uses. So because in an AI driven world, visibility doesn't come from keyword alone. It comes from being the best answer. So in our next module, we'll talk everything you have learned and structure, schema, and content and put it to a test. I'll show you how to audit any website in just 5 minutes and instantly know why it gets recommended or completely ignored. See you in module 5. Welcome to module 5 of build websites that AI can read, rank, and recommend. The AI audit, you'll be able to score any websites in just 5 minutes. Everything we have covered, semantic HTML, schema markup, AI friendly content, comes together in this module. I'm going to give you a 5 minute audit process you can run on any websites, your own, a client's, or a competitor's, and score it for AI readability instantly. This audit has 10 checkpoints. Each one is worth 10 points. Maximum score is 100. Let's build the checklist. So here's your 10 AI readability checkpoints. Semantic tags used throughout the header, main, section, article, footer. If it is not given and if it's going to be just divs everywhere, you're going to score accordingly. Single strong H1 on every page, specific descriptive question answering. So you can give 10 points for that. Logical heading hierarchy, that is again 10 points. Logical hierarchy is heading hierarchy is H1, H2, H3, and no skipped levels. This level should not be skipped. That is very important. All images have descriptive alt text, which AI reads. More than one word. So it should be of complete description. It should be of full description. So then you can give again a 10 point. For schema, we're going to give 30 points. So first is the schema should have person or local business. So correct at type for the page content. Location, data, and schema, that is full address including city and region should be there. So you need to specify correct at type with person, local business, or restaurant, something regarding to the business. Rich results test passes with no errors. That is going to be again a 10 points. So which we'll do it with the help of search.google.com/test/rich results, or you can use schema.org. So any of this can be used for validating your schema. That is again 10 points. So totally it comes to 30 points. And the last one is going to be the content, which is going to score 30 points again. In this three aspects we have to check. Those are content, answer specific questions, that is going to be 10 points. That is not a vague one. Specific numbers, dates, and prices. And it should have a FAQ section present with proper questions and answers with schema markup. So that will be again awarded 10 points. And finally, the title and metadata description optimized. That will again score 10 points. So where it should be specific, descriptive, and again question answering. So now we can run this audit live on any real websites. So you can see exactly how it works. So here we have a website where we are going to check for these points. So first is, let's look into whether it has a semantic tags. So let us check the source for header main section. So that is our checkpoint 1. So we are going to use search, and we are going to search for the header. So here, when we look into this particular source, so it doesn't have any header. So I don't have any header here. You can search for H1. So there is a H1 tag with example domain. So there it is. And it says, it just says example domain. That's a weak one. Okay, so you can give 0 points. And schema markup. Now let's look in for schema markup. So let me search for application/LD plus JSON. So there is no schema here. So nothing, no schema at all. 0 points for this checkpoint, 5, 6, and 7. So this website is scoring just around 20 out of 100 on AI readability. And it probably has no idea. Its owner is wondering why competitors are getting recommended by AI. They are not. Now let me show you a website that does this right. Okay, so let's look in for schema. See, there is a schema, and let's look for H1. So you have a H1, there it is, and you can see the H1 tag with a long data. So watch the difference. Semantic structure, you can check strong descriptive H1, check for schema markup. So check FAQ section with schema. So this website scores around 80 out of 100. And we guarantee it shows up in AI recommendations regularly. Now I want you to run this audit on your own website right now. So pause the video, go through all the 10 checkpoints, write down your score. So if your score is below 50, everything we covered in this course in your action plan. Fix the structure, add the schema, rewrite the content. If your score is above 70, you are already ahead of 95% of websites. The remaining checkpoints are refinements, so you can do it. So this is your complete AI readability toolkit. Everything you now know that 95% of web developers don't. That is semantic HTML, schema markup, AI ready content, the audit process. Semantic HTML is replace divs with meaningful tags, one powerful H1 per page, logical heading hierarchy always, and in schema markup, you need to take care of giving the right ad type for your content, location data for local discovery, verify with rich result sets. You need to test your data. Okay, you need to test your website with the help of Google result test, or you can use schema.org. AI ready content. This will answer specific questions directly. So check in for use numbers, prices, timelines, and include FAQ sections with schema markup. And then finally your audit process. 10-point checklist that will take around only 5 minutes. If it is scoring below 50, fix immediately. Target is 70 plus. So if your website is scoring 70 plus, so it's for AI recommendation. Okay. So what comes next is your certification. certificate. So you made it to the end. Let's take a second to look at what you actually learned today, because it's more than it might feel like. You now understand why most websites are invisible to AI and exactly what makes them that way. You know how to build a semantically correct HTML structure that AI crawlers can read like map. You now know how to write schema markup for a specific brand or a personal brand, a local business portfolio, a restaurant, and how to verify it works correctly. You know how to write content that AI actively uses as a source, structured around questions, specific with numbers, built around how people actually talk. And you have a 10-point audit checklist you can run on any website in 5 minutes. So that's a complete skill set that most web developers need. Even experienced ones don't have right now. So you have it. Your certificate, Certified AI Ready Web Developer, is waiting for you at the link below. Download it, add it to your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to show you exactly how you can use it in your LinkedIn. I hope everybody knows about it and you can try it out. So share it in your LinkedIn profile. When your connection sees that certificate, they'll ask you about it. That conversation is your opportunity. So before I let you go, one challenge is take one website, any website, your own, or you can use somebody else's website. It's a practice project. Even a completely blank new one is also fine, and apply all 5 things we covered today. That is our semantic structure, strong H1, schema markup, AI friendly content, pass the rich result test. Okay. Then post a screenshot of the rich results test showing green, no errors on LinkedIn with the caption. With the quote, just made my website AI readable. Here's what that looks like technically. So you can specify your course name, certificate earned. So tag us. So that post alone will get you more visibility, 6 months of regular posting.